Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back in to another edition of Astros Recap. David Artis back at it here at the iHeartMedia Studios, KTRH control room here. Can't see the board, can see just the gray background there. A few things I want to get into before we talk Astros baseball. One of those things is last week I was very upset with the sound quality of that podcast. If you listen to it, I won't recommend it, but I've had way too many issues with the mics in the past. This wasn't a default mic, because you have the default mic on the computer here. I have my external mic here. That's the one where the sound quality should be as good as it gets. I had this on, ready to go. I test my mic every week, but the volume, I think, was just too high. So I turned it way down, so hopefully this sounds a lot better. And I'm so sick and tired, year after year, week after week, struggling with the mic. And last week I was disgusted with how it sounded, but I couldn't just repeat everything I just said. But I had half a mind to do that, half a mind to just redo the entire podcast, but I couldn't do it. So if the volume's lower this week, better lower than higher. So I turned it way down. So hopefully the sound quality is good. But I do listen to some of it before I post it just to make sure it sounds okay. So, but the Astros very good this week, 6-1, best week they've had all year. Starting to hopefully turn the corner here. Looks like things are getting better. Starters are starting to get healthy. You got Verlander, Javier, Fromber back in the rotation. They all spent time on the IL, so having them back is good. Hitters, I think, doing enough. So things just look better all in all. I mean, you took all four against Oakland. At that point, usually a 7-game week, the goal's 5-2. I mean, if you're taking 3 of 4 and then 2 of 3, you win both series, and that's usually the goal. But after sweeping Oakland, you still needed to take 2 or 3 from Milwaukee, and getting the win today, 9 runs, was good. And we'll get into some of the games here, but I just wanted to give you a brief rundown. So, and I mean, they're four back of the division. So again, Seattle, who leads it, I believe, have not played particularly awesome baseball. Neither of the Rangers. The Astros have moved up to third. So they, that 4-game sweep gave them the lead over Oakland, who now's lost 8 in a row. So Oakland had a respectable start. They were winning some games. I think they had a 6-game winning streak at one point, but they've fallen back. And yeah, I mean, the Astros now at 21-26. So I was thinking about this earlier. Made the analogy. So we talked about this previously. The hole's been dug. They've dug themselves a hole, no doubt about it. They've climbed themselves back at least halfway, because you were sitting right around 10 games under. They're now 5 games under, so they've climbed at least halfway up from the ditch they dug themselves. It's the best analogy I could give. So, yeah. A few things. We're going to talk about Jose Abreu a little bit later. I know we haven't heard his name or talked about him in a few weeks because, well, he hasn't been on the team. But I want to talk about him. Chas McCormick's another guy who's been on a rehab assignment. But I feel like if you start trying to do things here, don't rock the boat. Things are starting to work. Don't mess with things that are working. Now I realize you can't just ignore Chas McCormick, and you could ignore Jose Abreu. I mean, all you want, but I'll save that for the end. I want to go through some of these games here. So talked about Oakland sweeping them. Now, the Astros didn't play great baseball, especially games 2 and 3 in the series. They didn't really hit a whole lot, and pitching was good. Games 1 and game 4, I mean, winning 9-2, 8-1, those were dominating wins. That was nice, but they were helped, especially Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, I know the Oakland A's made a few throwing errors. I went to the game on Monday, and I think the first run they scored was on a throwing error. But there was also there was 1 run scored. It was a sac fly. I can't remember whether it was Tuesday or Thursday, or Tuesday or Wednesday. But like the outfielder just forgot how many outs there were. There was one out, runner on third. He thought there were two outs, so he caught the ball, put his head down, and started running back to his dugout. And Tucker was like tagging up, which I thought that was funny. But those are the things that happen with those type of teams. Again, Oakland, I don't want to be here and be disrespectful to teams. I mean, the Astros have been an embarrassment for the majority of the year. But, yeah, I mean, Tuesday and Wednesday, those two games could have easily lost if they were playing a better team. Monday, they gave up. Arrighetti got his first win, so that was nice. He had a good outing. Just a look at the outing real quick here. Only went 5 innings. The pitch count ran up there on him. He actually ended up throwing, let's see, how many pitches did he throw? 86. Getting him out after 5 was good. Montero had a inning, gave up a hit, but struck out a guy. It was clean other than that. Abreu walked a guy. I hate relievers when they walk people. Walked a guy, but got 2 strikeouts. Pressly had a hold. Not good Pressly, though. 2 hits. Got a strikeout. And then Taylor Scott, who's been just money for him lately. In fact, he pitched 2 innings today. ERA dipped under 1. But after this particular outing, the 9th inning, he gave up a hit. Struck out the side, though. 2.50 at that point. But Taylor Scott's a guy that deserves a lot of credit. Tuesday's game, extra inning win, so Caratini got the big walk-off hit. But this is what I'm talking about. They only scored 1 run. And guess who blew it? Ryan Pressly. And this game didn't feel like there was a game early in the year against Toronto. It was like the 5th game of the year, where the Astros led 1-0 in the 9th inning. That game felt like they should lose it. They deserved to lose. Like, the only guy that deserved to win that game was Javier Valdez, his 2nd start of the year. But the offense, with all the opportunities, all just awful base running. Altuve picked off a 3rd. I know I'm going back to like the 1st week of the year, early in the 2nd week. But going into this game, up 1-0 in the 9th, felt better. Of course, they didn't get to the 9th. Pressly blew it. Hader goes 2 innings in this game, gets the win, not the save. Well, you can't get the save because, yeah. But Caratini with another big walk-off hit. So Caratini's been sort of their guy that they like to pinch hit with in situations to either win it or tie it, and he's come through in the majority of those. So, but yeah, I mean, just take the win. Wednesday was a shutout, 3-0. This was the Blanco start, I believe. But Blanco gets tossed after the umpires found a foreign substance on the glove. No, wait, what am I saying? That was the game before, right? Fromber pitched Wednesday. Tuesday, the 2-1 game. That was the Fromber game. Not the front. That was the Renel Blanco game. He gets tossed for having a foreign substance on the non-throwing hand, his glove, rosin sweat. I'm not going to get into the specifics. Bottom line is, and I got to make sure I'm watching this. I got like 10 minutes here. A little more than 10 minutes. We'll see. I got to make sure everything's just playing properly. Yeah, the Tuesday game, when the walk-off Caratini, Hader going 2 innings, the bullpen roll call was, because, I mean, he got thrown out in the 3rd inning. To start the 4th, he didn't throw a pitch. They came out, they found the foreign, it wasn't even a foreign substance, it was just rosin. It's kind of weird. They put rosin bags on the mound, or a bag on the mound, for you to use, but you can't have it on your non-throwing hand. Seems kind of that's a rule I was unaware of. But apparently it was rosin and sweat, and his glove was sticky, and they didn't allow him, like with a lot of pitchers, at least what we've seen so far this year, they're allowed to either change gloves or go wash their hands or whatever. I mean, this has been a rule for a few years, but Renell's not given that opportunity. He's thrown out, and now the Astros got to go to their bullpen super early. Listen, the Astros aren't going to get the benefit of the doubt. We know their history, and this also gave the Astros fans and the Twitter world that hate Astros another reason to call them cheaters, which I don't get into anymore. I don't care about it. Astros and Astros fans have moved on. It's the other fans of other teams that will never let it go forever. But again, I don't care. I don't get involved. I don't respond. I don't care about, like, nothing. It's over. Okay. You can hate it all you want. You can hate the Astros. You can say they weren't punished. You can say it's over. It's done with. We move on. And listen, we're just playing baseball, trying to win, and get back to where we're in the playoffs and playing meaningful games again. So, but yeah, he's serving the suspension as we speak. He's only supposed to miss one start, so it's not bad. But yeah, Taylor Scott, 2 scoreless innings. He was great. Montero got a scoreless inning. Struck out the side, 3 strikeouts. I don't see any hits, any walks, so Montero was good there. Abreu gave a hit, scoreless inning, but Pressly, I just hold my breath. Pressly wasn't good. He gave up the tying run that game. So, and then Hader goes 2, which it's good to see Hader, go multiple innings. Didn't walk a guy, but I mean he was good. 3 strikeouts, and he got through that inning with the ghost runner at second and 10th. But Framber was magnificent, bouncing back. I think Framber said back-to-back good starts. I want to say, I'm trying to think. But the ERA dips under 3 for him, and he's 3-1. So, like people like Framber, Valdez, and Christian Javier have to be good for this team to be good. They anchor the rotation. You have Verlander, obviously, not great yesterday, but you expect him to be pretty good. A guy you can lean on. I know he's like 41 years old now, but he's a guy they made a trade for, and they gave up 2 of their highly touted prospects to get. He needs to be worth that. And again, you never know how good these prospects end up to be, but the few rare player talent they had in the minors, they gave that up to get Verlander last year. So, and also, Renel Blanco's been good. That's 4 starters that I actually have faith in. Now, things got to go right for, Javier and Valdez, and they got to show me more consistency. But it was good. Framber goes well. And I know I actually focus more so on pitching, I feel like, in these podcasts and looking at the box score there instead of hitters. I'll get to hitters later here. Again, I only have like 6-7 minutes here. 8-1 Thursday, that was more like it, really, good game. I'd take the wins any way you can get them, but the big 6-run third inning, I know Loperfido had his first big league home run, so he's finally off the schneid there. But they broke out. Yonder had a big bases-clearing double, but that got us going that third inning. After having opportunities in the first and second, breaking through in the third was better. Also to mention Bregman in the first game, 8-2 win, had 2 home runs, finally moving him down to 6. And now he's floating back up at 4 or 5, which I think is stupid. Not my call. I'd keep Bregman in the 6th hole until he proves. And like again, I could sit here and nitpick and be. I haven't been a lot of Astros fans hate Joe Spada. I've not been that guy. I mean, there's been a few decisions that I scratch my head or don't agree with, but I've not blamed Joe Spada for how bad they played. But I'm not moving Bregman up from 6 after he had one good game. I think that's foolish, and it's just it's stupid. Just making sure we get back here. I have to hit this button. All right, there we go. Board was in auto. It's automatically switched back to live, and then I had to hit that button. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, good game there Thursday, finishing off the sweep. You had done what the goal to accomplish after Wednesday, but to be able to really finish it off there on Thursday was good. Friday's game, obviously, Pena, the big. Also Thursday, I think Javier pitched. Javier was great, so bouncing back. Second start back from the IL was awful that Saturday against Detroit, but here he bounced back. Want to get the official. Six innings. He only threw. What did he throw? Javier. 80 pitches. It's understandable. They're still easing him back. 6 innings. Only 2 hits. Walked 1. Struck out 8. That's more like it. And Sean Dubin actually pitched 3 innings to close that game out and get the save. So Dubin sent right back down to the minors after this. But saving the bullpen after what we saw, I had to go through a lot on Tuesday. Wednesday, not so much. But Thursday, I think it was Seth Martinez who pitched 2 innings in this one. Let's see if I can find it here. Seth Martinez went 2 innings, walked 2 guys, struck out, but back-to-back days where you saved your bullpen, especially setting it up for the Milwaukee series, which you knew was going to be a little bit more challenging. But yeah, it wasn't looking particularly good on Friday. We did take, Jake Myers hit a 2-run home run, but they gave up a 3-run home run. We're down 4-2, and then Jeremy Pena, the big 3-run shot, and the bullpen doing their job in this game to get the win. Hunter Brown, not particularly good. 5 innings, 4 earned runs, walks 3, strikes out 5, so he's still struggling. Actually got the win, though. His first win of the year. Didn't think I'd be saying Hunter Brown gets his first win of the year on May 19th after we're almost 2 months into the year, but that's the reality of Hunter Brown this year. Taylor Scott, nice scoreless inning, gave up a hit, struck out a guy, gave up a hit. Montero, 2 hits, but got through it unscathed. Struck out a guy, Abreu. Whether it's walks or hits, he walked a guy. I hate seeing walks out of reliever. Struck out a guy, got out of it. Hader gets the save. 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout for Hader. I'm starting to feel better about him. I struggle with any of the back end to say they're turning the corner, because every time you think they are, they prove me wrong and they go out and they get, they give up runs the next outing. So I hesitate on a lot of those guys. Like Abreu looked like he's been the guy. Today he goes out and he makes Spencer Arrietty's start, which was very good, a lot worse. I would personally apologize. Like if I'm Abreu after today's game, I go up to him and I apologize personally and say, sorry I made your start look a lot worse than you were. He was fantastic today. But he pitched into the 7th inning, bloated the bases with 1 out, and Abreu gives up 3 of his runs. Was good to see the Astros respond. They did lose Saturday. The big William Contreras 3-run shot was really the difference in that game, 4-2. Verlander, not particularly good. It looked like he was good early. The first 2 innings, he was just blowing the ball by him. Looked like he was doing great. But yeah, I got to speed things up here. I'm a little bit close here on time. But today, they break out. 4 runs in the first. Big Kyle Tucker, after 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, hits home runs in his last 2 at-bats. So he's up to 15, tied with, I think, Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles for the AL home run lead. But again, you get the 2 of 3. That was nice. Abreu wasn't good. Taylor Scott, once again, was very good, pitching the final inning. They would have used Hader if the game stayed 6-4, because, Milwaukee did score 3 there. That was Abreu's fault. Otherwise, a good start from Arrietty. But yeah, offense was good today, and they get the series win. 6-1, 21-26, 4 games out of first place. I want to talk about a few things here. So I didn't even hear this until after the game. Might have heard a little bit of it, but saw it on Twitter. Dana Brown, who gets interviewed before every Sunday game, talked about Jose Abreu coming back on Friday. Now, Abreu, first of all, if you want to bring him back, that's fine. I'd give him a week, 2 weeks. He won't play every day. Get my water here. It'll be a platoon situation if he comes back, because they're not just going to go away from Singleton. And I don't think Singleton's the long-term answer at first base. I really don't. But he's been fine. And the minute they sent Abreu down, Singleton had like 3 home runs in a week. But yeah, Abreu, it's been 3 weeks. I think he only started playing live game action a few days ago. And he's playing super low A baseball, I think. I don't even know what necessarily they do at the spring training complex, what type of games they have, but he's like got a bunch of 1-fers, I think, in the games he's played. So it's like he's playing good. Like, he needs to show. I don't know. The Astros just, oh God, they want so badly for this to work. And Bagwell, who was the okay, listen, when they made the trade, or the signing, I should say, it wasn't a trade. It wasn't bad at the time, but they so badly want this to work, and I think it's. If you want to bring him back up, that's fine, but we're not wasting a month of our time if he is the same guy, and there's no reason to believe he's any different than what he was. But again, I'm not going to get all bent into shape with this, but it's a small. He gets 2 weeks tops of playing time. If nothing's changed, then it's time to rip the Band-Aid off and just get it's done. It's over with Abreu. Other guy, he has some big logjam now in the outfield. I'd like Low Profiter to get more starts at first. They refuse to do it. Don't know why. Like, it's Singleton and then Dubon like once every 2 weeks maybe. Don't get it. And Chas McCormick stunk this year before you know. He stunk this year before going on the IL. So, and Jake Myers is super hot right now. I might actually end up doing this news and then sliding back over because I kind of want to go through the lineup. I think I'm going to do that. So if I disappear momentarily, I'll even turn up the news so you can hear what we have to say here at 6:30. Not me, but my news anchor is gearing up, I think, in just a few seconds here. I'm looking at 6:29. So, yeah. I do want to go through the lineup, so I'm not going to rush things here, but I do have to slide over here momentarily. So, but I wanted to talk about McCormick. He's played in spring training games. All right, I got to slide over. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute, and I'll be right back with you.
News, weather, traffic, plus breaking news 24/7. This is News Radio 740 KTRH. Live everywhere with the iHeart app. More of what's happening now from the John Moore Services Studios.
Power restoration continues. I'm Stuart Nance at 6:30 on News Radio 740 KTRH. With traffic and weather together, here's William Shotwell.
Well, you know, I was hoping to give you some better news about what's going on the Grand Parkway westbound approaching Kirkendall. It looked like it was going to start getting cleaned up, but now they've got everything shut down again except for the right shoulder. So expect a 4 to 5 minute delay with a little bit of slow traffic back to the Gosling Road. Then as you make your way on Kennedy Freeway eastbound approaching Waller and Fort Bend County line, it looks like a 2 minute delay. The good news is that accident that caused this is gone, but there's still going to be that slow traffic trouble backed up all the way to 359. I'm William Shotwell in the Generator Supercenter.com Traffic Center.
Mainly clear skies for us here tonight with patchy fog. Late temperatures tonight drop down.
Alright, I'm back for now. I'll push one more button coming up here in
tomorrow afternoon reaching a high up
few seconds here. Hold on.
At the Weather Channel.
It's 89 from the Generator Supercenter 24-hour
Turn that one down.
Center. KTRX
Alright.
News time 6:30.
I want to go through the lineup.
287,000.
Give my take on some hitters here.
Center Point works overtime.
Let me turn this back down.
Power.
Alright, Altuve hitting 307. That's actually dropped a little bit. He actually had a leadoff home run today, so give him some credit for that. Only hit RBI. Tucker, 2 home runs. His OPS is over 1,000. So your average, you know, OPS has been the big sort of stat it's been for a few years now. I've never looked at OPS and, you know, but apparently it's the big stat. 750 is average. 750 is an average OPS, so yeah, I'll look at OPSs here. But Tucker, I mean, he's got 15 home runs, so your OPS has to be inflated if you've... Alright, I gotta slide back over here. All right, I'll do the rest later. Anyway, but yeah, Altuve 854 OPS. That's great. Leadoff hitter. Tucker's fine. 287. I'll take a 280 average from Tucker if he's hitting that many home runs. So Alvarez has struggled. I know he had a hit today, but 254. That's usually he's pushing 300 and slightly above average OPS at 759. That's not what you want from your three-hole hitter. And Bregman, I mean, 225, 648. That's actually gone up, believe it or not. Bregman had a hit today. Also drew 2 walks. But 225, 648 OPS out of your 4-hole hitter? Ridiculous. Pena, why is it so hard to put Pena in the 2-hole? Like, this is some of the things I have against Espada. It's not that hard. Pena should be hitting second every night, okay? And any way you want to do Tucker Alvarez 3-4, like, that shouldn't be that hard. He had Pena in the cleanup spot, and Pena's been great this year, okay? Like, Pena's numbers, he's hitting 328, 829 OPS. He's got like 5 home runs this year. I don't expect him to be a big home run hitter. 20 RBIs, 6 steals he can run. He's a prototypical, ideal 2-hole hitter. Why is it so hard to put Pena in the 2-hole? It shouldn't be, and he's had Pena down 6, 5, 4. It's just, put him in the 2-hole. Shouldn't be that hard. I don't care about the lefty Tucker Alvarez. I don't care about that. Zero interest. That's a problem that, I mean, I don't get it. But Pena's been good. He had 2 hits today. Also walked. The 328 for Pena, 829 OPS. Singleton, yeah, after the 3 home runs he had when they sent Abreu down, he hasn't hit one since. 233, 702, so he could be better. He actually had 2 hits today, and again, anybody you put at first will be an upgrade over Jose Abreu. Myers, who's been super hot, average, didn't even realize this, jumped over 300 today. 302, 920 OPS. He also hit 2 home runs, or 2 or 3 home runs last week or so. But how about Jake Myers holding down more than holding down the fort? He solidified his spot in the lineup. Caratini got the start with Yonder getting the day off. 254. I'll take a 250 average from Caratini. Like, that won't bother me. 722 OPS. That's a little low. And then Loperfido's an outfielder. They have no interest in moving him around. 333 for Loperfido, 817 OPS. He's definitely proven he's a Major League Baseball player. Talking about the log jam. Chas McCormick, there's no room for him. They got the people in the outfield. So Tucker's going to play right 99% of the time. Myers in center. Loperfido's play left and center. You still have Alvarez out there. You like to put Dubon out there. That's 5 guys just off the bat. I just don't think there's room for Chas McCormick, and I mean, they'll probably give him some starts, but again, you have this big log jam, and you have one guy that plays first base. Dubon once in a while. I would try Loperfido at first. I don't understand that, especially if Abreu comes back. Like, first base isn't a hard, like, listen, that's usually where you put your worst defensive player, first base, because it's over there. You field a ground ball every once in a while, but if you can catch the ball coming across the diamond on ground balls, you can play first base. Also brings me back to how bad Abreu is playing. How bad Abreu is defensively at first base. I mean, if you can dig balls out of the dirt, that's a nice quality to have. You should have that quality if you're playing first base. Abreu can't do it. He can't field. He's just awful in every aspect of baseball, which is why I'm not looking forward to seeing him back. But yeah, you got 5 outfielders. I might be missing 1 too. I mean, but yeah, you got McCormick in the minors. Yeah. I'm just sitting here, and it's like, I don't see Chas McCormick being a big part of this team. I don't know what value he brings. And he certainly hasn't shown any value this year, except for maybe one game in Washington about a month ago. But yeah, I know I'm at 30 minutes. A lot of that was rambling on, but we'll see how things shake out. And when I talk to you next Sunday, we'll see if Abreu's played a game or two. And what I'm going to keep a close eye on him. I just don't trust this Astros. And Jet Bagwell, he's the one down there, down there at West Palm with Abreu trying to critique, trying to fix the swing. Again, if he comes back and he's not good, I mean, it'll be pretty obvious early on what Abreu is, I think. And again, you got to tear the Band-Aid off. Come on, Astros, have some guts to tear the Band-Aid off if it doesn't work. But I thought he had to produce to come back up, and he hasn't produced yet. Anyway, yeah. And again, you're still waiting on. I think Urquidy's made one or two. I haven't gotten a recent update on Urquidy, but he was out on a rehab assignment. He's probably made, I want to say, at least one or two starts at this point. So Urquidy, be interesting to see where he fits in, because I don't think it's a rotation spot. It could be. I mean, you can move Arrighetti out. You can move Hunter Brown out, put him in. You know, Dusty, I don't think liked Urquidy very much last year when he came back from injury, but we'll see what he gives them. Of course, McCullers, Garcia, far away. But, yeah, we'll see how things shake out. I know I'm over here, so I'm going to wrap things up there. And hopefully the sound quality is better. Keep working on that aspect of things for every podcast I do. But, yeah, hit that like button. Love to hear your comment section below. All the good stuff on YouTube there. And we'll talk to you next. Let's see. Let me check the schedule here. Yeah, that should be next. Well, it might be from my house because next Sunday's game's at 3. Now, they don't end until 6 or whatever. It probably will be at home, be my guess, for next Sunday. So, yeah, might see that sliver Coca-Cola sign you'll see when I'm at the house on that side of the room. Anyway, we'll see you next Sunday.